name is Jason Penix. I am the business manager of the Heat and Frost Insulators, local union number 84. What do? We're actually a labor union that does training for mechanical systems. We help with what we do. We help regulate the temperature in pipes, boilers, water lines, multitude of different things that people don't even think about in the chemical plants and gas industry. So we train to teach that, and then on my end of the job is we have companies that belong with our union that we negotiate contracts with, and my job is to work with them to get all of our members to work and get jobs and hours and use those skills out in the field. Well, my path was a little bit different than most. My father was an estimator for a lot of companies for years that dealt with the union, and I graduated high school, went to college for a few years, started doing some work in the summers, doing the insulation work, learning. Didn't know a lot about the union at the time, so a few years later, instead of racking up the college debt, I started realizing that I could make money working with my hands and making a good living. And then actually the company we worked for actually organized and became into the union, and we came into the union at that point. And then when I joined the union, it was one of those I wanted to learn everything on how it works while working in the field, and just worked my way through, and I actually became our organizer at one point, trying to help organize non-union people who do our trade into our trade and get them training so they have things like pension, healthcare benefits, annuities, those kind of things. And then about 7 years ago, I became our business manager, which now, like I said, I work with the companies and help put those guys to work with those companies and help negotiate the contracts and those kind of things. A little difference in being in a union and not being in a union is when I first started, I was not in a union. I never made more than about $12, $13 an hour, no benefits. I didn't have anybody to complain to. I didn't have anybody to try to work out to get more money. If you got a raise, you got a raise. It was at the company's discretion. With a union, we are there to help collectively bargain your rights for work. So we go in every few years and we negotiate our wage increases, what our pension increases will be, drug policies, rules and regulations on the jobs to help protect you as workers, safety issues. We do, through our apprenticeship program, we do all of the OSHA training every year, and different types of training that you need at no cost to you. So you're getting a lot of these skills for nothing, and you're investing in your future, essentially what it is. But we pay for all of our own training. It comes directly out of our membership to help guide you through. But those contracts, being union, is what helps protect you and helps get you a better lifestyle, I guess is the best way to put it. Well, I like to tell everybody that you need to be mechanically inclined if you understand that kind of thing. Math is very important, but I will be honest with you, over the years that I've been here, we've had people test in who kind of remind you of the bookworm kind of person, who didn't realize that they really enjoyed being out there working with their hands. They may have gotten the book work really well, working with their hands may be just a little struggle, but once they learn how to do it, anyone can do it. Male, female, it doesn't matter. It's a point where we do the training and anyone can learn to do it with the right atmosphere and the right attitude to do it. I do. It's challenging at times. We work in a lot of different environments. One day we could be working in a cold freezer, and the next day we could be working in a hot boiler room. So there's a lot of challenges. There's heights, there's times when I remember when I first started, I used to have to work in manholes where there's steam lines that come through the cities. So you're always in somewhere different. I do like what we do. I think that coming from someone who didn't have a collective bargaining agreement to help protect them in the beginning, I respect that because I see what it gives a person. It gives them a career and not just a job. So our apprenticeship program, once you've tested to come in, we have a 4-year apprenticeship program. That apprenticeship program runs from September to June. You will come to class 1 night a week for approximately 4 or 5 hours. There's a few other trainings in there with OSHA and those kind of things that you take on top of that. And every year, once you've passed your work hours and your class hours, you'll take a test. And if you pass that test and those requirements, you'll move up to the next year. Every year you get a 10% increase once you've made that. After your 4th year, when you test out and become a journeyman, you get 100% of the wages. And throughout your whole apprenticeship program, while you're working in the field, you're being paid, and you will receive full benefits for those while you're working. So you're earning your pension, you're earning your health care, all of that while you're going to school and learning in the field. When you become a journeyman, the ideal is you have 30 years of service and approximately the age 55. Ideally, you go to work every day and just try to put your 8 hours in, and sometimes more. The more hours you work, the more that you get paid into your pension, the more you get paid into your health insurance, and you're building your pension for retirement at around 55 years old, depending on when you get in. What they need to do is they need to fill out an application. They need to have a high school diploma or GED equivalent, and then come in and take our test. It's a aptitude test. It's a math-based test, and if they pass that, then they'll get an interview. And depending on the amount of people that we need at that year, which depends on the workload, we'll accept them in and start their apprenticeship program and try to put them to work right away. The amount of money and benefits and protection that they have with our skilled trades, with our unions, really can provide them a nice life and afford the things that they want. There's a great opportunity here. It's just like any other construction work, though. It does go up and down. Fortunately, for the last quite a few years with the gas industry, we have been extremely busy. We're looking for very good qualified people for that work. But whereas in some trades, someone can go on to our website, which is local84.com, or you can also go on our international website, which is insulators.org. And when you go on there, there's lots of different training videos. There's lots of videos that show what we do. We're trying to get out to a lot of career centers, to get out to the high schools and that kind of thing, to show them what we do, because we are one of the smaller of the main trades that are out there. A lot of people don't know that we are there. And what we do, we offer the same competitive pay and benefits as any of the other larger trades, the electricians, carpenters, and that alike. So we'd like to encourage you to look into the construction trades, especially the heat and frost insulators, Local 84.